Hello, Central New York, and hello, hockey fans all across the internet, and welcome to the debut episode of 315 Hockey Live, the show dedicated to all levels of hockey in Central New York. I'm your host, Scott Kinville, and we are hitting the ground running with a great show for you tonight. But before I bring in our guests, I want to bring in our panel. First, the madman behind the switchboard, our producer, Dave the Save Warner. How's it going, my friend?
Scott, it's going well.
I see that. You've been running around getting the studio ready.
I know.
Dealing with technical difficulties, but you overcome as usual.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right.
Absolutely. And our other member of our esteemed panel here tonight, he is the founder of 315hockey.com. My new partner in crime as far as internet reporting and all that. We'll talk about that in the second segment. It is the one, the only, Mr. Mike Berminski. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here and get this stuff started.
Absolutely. This is going to be a great time, because we were just talking about before we went on the air, some people just hate to see the end of summer. I absolutely love to see the end of summer because it means one thing. Our favorite time of the year is about to start. And now for our very, very first guest. Local hockey fans know him as a Clarkson University standout, as well as a standout for the Pensacola Ice Flyers of the Southern Professional Hockey League. He is the current vice president of the Utica Comets. He is Mr. Adam Pawlick. Adam, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for the introduction. Honor to be the first one on the show.
That's right. Well, you know what? We just couldn't think of anybody better because there is only one Adam Pawlick, and we wanted to have him on in the worst way. And we thank you for coming on tonight.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. All
right. Well, my friend, the big news in the offseason in the Utica area has been the progress being made on the Nexus Center. So I'll just jump right into it. When can we expect the Nexus Center to open, and what are some of the events that are going to be taking place there?
Yeah, it's nice to see. I tell you, the construction, all of a sudden, there was guys back on site, and it seems like it's going up at rapid speed. So it'll be open in the beginning of November. The first two kickoff events are going to be the grand opening tournaments. It's the second and third week of November. So the younger ages will play that first weekend, and then the older ages, the Pee-wees, Bantams, and Midgets will play that second weekend, which the third weekend in November. But you'll see a lot of hockey tournaments. A lot of third-party companies are coming in to run their hockey tournaments, which will bring in teams from all over the country. Mostly from the northeast region, Boston's and Buffalo's and Toronto's, but really from all over the country. So some of these parties really have a wide reach when it comes to recruiting teams to come to tournaments. So have a mixture of all different levels, girls tournaments, boys tournaments, and then there's also some lacrosse tournaments on the schedule. So all three sheets, including the fourth one, is counting at the Adirondack Bank Center. All of those can be turned into turf fields.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to have some box lacrosse tournaments going on, and then also some youth soccer tournaments as well.
Wow. That is tremendous. What a boost for the area. I tell you, what a boost.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Nicole Kelly on our staff has been doing a terrific job filling that building because, when the keys get handed over after construction's done, the bills start rolling in. So
for sure.
Gotta have it lined up, ready to go. So they're on pace. Everything's clicking along, and we're really excited to kind of have that one in the area. But I think it's just going to be a big boost for everyone around, the hotels, the restaurants, just the overall impact of the whole community is going to be great.
Wow. And that's just tremendous. I mean, it sounds like the Nexus Center is booked for the next 7 years.
Yeah, it's going up pretty quickly. So it's nice that it's in the middle of hockey season. Obviously, that's our wheelhouse in hockey. But we're Nicole, like I said, is doing a terrific job reaching out to the community for soccer and lacrosse, and actually just announced that they're doing a tattoo expo in June. So finding some niche kind of events there during the off season from sports when everybody wants to be outside playing soccer and baseball and that sort of stuff. It's a good space to do conventions and different kind of things where maybe the Adirondack Bank Center is just a little bit too big. This is a smaller venue for those events.
Man, that's great too. And when you mentioned, the box soccer and the box lacrosse, that is something entirely new for this area. And of course, with the success of Utica City FC, that is just a natural progression for making things available to that nature.
Yeah. I think the UCFC has been growing obviously very well. That COVID year kind of slowed it down a little bit, but there's a lot of soccer players in the area, so we do summer camps all throughout the summer. The players, the coach, the GM are out there, and we'd like to do more indoors in the Adirondack Bank Center, but with construction this year, most of them are outdoors, so this gives us another opportunity to bring some camps and clinics inside, but the whole tournament thing can be soccer, not just hockey. Yeah,
and which is great. It really is, and it's nice to see you guys thinking. Well, we just talked about box soccer, but outside the box.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was weak.
Yeah, that was a dad joke. Sorry. Thank you very much. Oh boy. But seriously, congratulations to the entire Comets organization on that. That's just tremendous. It really is. And speaking of tremendous, just real quick a recap of last season. What a season you guys had. It really was from top to bottom. Just between setting the AHL record for most wins to start a season, right up through being the best team in the Eastern Conference in the regular season. Just fantastic. And, there were some real fun promo nights last year. I just wanted to talk about that real quick because my family and I were season ticket holders. And we had a blast at some of those, and especially Marty Brodeur night. That was tremendous. There, Dave Souvenir, of course.
Yeah, it was a tremendous year. Obviously coming off of COVID, the change out of affiliation with Vancouver to New Jersey, a lot of moving parts that summer, and then just again like the unknowns of COVID and how everybody would react as a fan base. Obviously some people didn't really feel comfortable coming out. A lot of people wanted to come out. They're tired of being in their houses and just trying to stay with all the state guidelines. So give the staff just a tremendous amount of credit for, like you said, the fun promotional nights that, all of those kind of things are a group effort. Everybody from, ticketing to marketing to graphics, video. I mean, everybody really pitches in and puts on a creative hat when those things come about. So we couldn't ask for, you obviously can't ask for a better start. I mean, hopefully that record stays for as long as possible. And
or you break it this season.
Or, maybe if we break it, that's fine too. But, again, new affiliation to set that kind of record, to welcome everybody back in after COVID was just, something that we didn't even dream of, really. And then it was just a great season. They did a really good job. I thought, New Jersey really gave us some good players off the start.
Yes.
And created that feeling in the locker room where you had some veteran leadership, but also a lot of rookies, Holtz and Dawes and Schmid. And so I thought the team that Dan McKinnon and Fitzy put together was a tremendous team, obviously. And then I would say playoffs is just you run into a hot team like Rochester.
Right.
I mean, and then they ran into a hot team right after that. So that's the AHL for sure. But it's I'm excited for this upcoming season. I think we're going to have another good team on the ice, and I hope we have a lot of fun promotional nights and things like that. So should be picking up where we left off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was great how the fans took to a lot of the players too, especially given the new affiliation. I mean, I know like Ball's Army for Kevin Ball, right? That was amazing. That's absolutely awesome. Everybody, like Holtzy was a big fan favorite. AJ Greer, who is now with Boston, but Fabian Zetterlund, who my daughter is in love with, by the way. So he's going to, I says, well, he's probably going to New Jersey next year, honey. So what she says to me, she goes, well, we're getting season tickets for the Devils then this year, right? I'm like, yeah, no problem. 4-hour drive every day. Yeah, got it. No biggie.
No big deal. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But I definitely, those two guys, Zetterlund and Holtz, were you could just tell they enjoyed playing in front of the crowd. They enjoyed, competing every night, and boy, they were some characters. So if they're back in Utica, we'll be happy, but we'll also be happy if they're up in the NHL.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's, and well deserved if they make it, because they had a tremendous season in Utica too. But just going back to the Marty Brodeur night, how did that come to be?
You know what? That was that was an easy thought process that we had in our first kind of brainstorming meeting. When you think about the Utica Devils being here, and I grew up a Devils fan because of the Utica Devils. My brother and Mike played hockey together, and so he was a couple years older than I was, but he started playing hockey because of the Utica Devils, and I just kind of followed him. So when you think back of the Utica Devils and the players that played in Utica, Marty Brodeur is obviously the greatest of all time in the Devils organization, and so for him to have a stop in Utica, even though it wasn't a long one, you think of him wearing a Utica Devils jersey. So with him being in the New Jersey's organization still, it was one of the things that actually Rob brought to the table when we started talking negotiations and doing this deal. And they were right away said, yeah, absolutely. Marty loves that kind of stuff and would love to come back. And so we gave it some time and we figured out the proper date for it. And but I thought the bobbleheads went off well, but the fact that he made it back to Utica after all those years was pretty great. Able to spend some time with him during the game and after the game personally. And he just really nice guy, really nice. He was humble. He took pictures. He signed autographs. Yeah. And so it was pretty funny. After the game, he kind of leaned over the suite and some people were there and he just started signing autographs. So really nice for him to be back in Utica. And I thought that whole night was just special from the beginning to the end. Yeah.
It really was, because I mean, the atmosphere in that building that night was even more electric than usual.
And it was Wednesday night.
It was a Wednesday, yeah.
That was
exactly.
Even
this $3 beer night wasn't enough. We got Marty Brodeur in the house now, But yeah, what a tremendous gentleman he was too. I mean, just because everybody obviously flocked over to him, and but you just mentioned reaching over the suite after my daughter was one of the ones who was up there. So he very gracious man, and it was a tremendous night. It really was. But obviously you guys are when the season ends, your work doesn't. I mean, that's, obviously you probably get a little break, I'm sure. I mean, you got to recharge the batteries a little bit. But for an AHL team or any professional team, I guess, really, what are some of the preparations in the off season that an organization needs to make to get ready for the next season?
Yeah, well, I think you said it. We definitely we try to reflect on last year and what went well, what didn't go well, and just kind of try to plan it out. So we have to provide dates to the AHL for our schedule, and as soon as we provide those dates, which actually usually ends up in February or March of the previous season, and kind of goes back and forth between those. Once we provide those dates, we start to kind of figure out, hey, this is a good fit for this event or this theme game, and so we have some thoughts beforehand, and then by the time we get that schedule, we kind of have our list of theme games, and we just got to kind of plug them into place. So going off of last year, we had a lot of fun actually with the Rock in the Rink. That was one that just kind of came up. We do a lot of creative meetings where we just kind of just throw ideas against the wall and see, let people beat them up, and whichever one's still standing, we kind of vet it out a little bit more. And Rock in the Rink was one that was so successful the first time we did it. We actually added a second one later in the year.
Yes, that's right.
So that's on our promotional schedule this year. We're going to do 2 of those, and we're kind of trying to play with that theme. It's the 10th anniversary for the Comets, but it's also the 35th anniversary of the Utica Devils, if you go back to when they originated in Utica. So we're trying to kind of bring both of those to light and have a little play with hopefully get some 80s bands in there for Rock in the Rink one day, and then some 90s kind of bands for the other one. And
Now you're talking.
You know what?
Scott's,
You're
I
right
saw
in my
Scott.
wheelhouse right here.
Here you go. He
As soon as
started
I saw that
fidgeting.
80s on the promo schedule, I'm like, I'm breaking out my white Don Johnson suit and
There
my
you
red
go.
tie. I'm there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's
geez.
another one. Last year we had the Roaring 20s night with
Yes,
those
that was great.
Utica Club kind of tribute jerseys, which I thought were awesome, and the fans loved them. But that was just another one. We just kind of got into those groups, and we actually split up into smaller groups, and everybody kind of brought a theme to the table. So a group of ladies in our office came up with the Roaring 20s idea, and I'll tell you what, they blew it out of the water. They challenged their staff to all dress in the retro gear, and everybody had suspenders going and hats, and so that was a lot of fun. We had the ushers into it. The Comets were dressed the part,
Yep.
and those jerseys were awesome. So that was another good one. So we're trying to see if we can kind of build off that too. I can't give out too much information on all that, but
Darn. We want the scoop. Come on, breaking news.
we definitely have some ones that we're keeping behind the curtain a little bit to play closer to those games. So
I'm sure you do. That's natural. I mean, you gotta have some mystery going into the season, right?
Absolutely. So the ones that that's what we do in the summer. We kind of reflect, like I said, about which ones were successful, which ones we thought, really set well with the fan base, and then try to come up with new ones and try something different all the time. And then we have our staples. We'll have we're always going to get that game on Veterans Day. That's one that we really feel dearly about, being a Purple Heart organization. And so we'll have that one. This time it's on a Friday night, so we can have it a little bit later, which is nice. I think that'll be a really good crowd. And then we have Save of the Day week again. And then we just unveiled for the first time, we're actually going to have a kid kind of design our jersey. So we'll
I saw that.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that one. It's, I guess one big theme of this year is just access to the players. With the COVID protocols last year, it was tough. We couldn't really do anything. You couldn't organize it. We had to cancel those post-game autograph sessions and those skates. So we're going to have a really dedicated effort, knock on wood that nothing changes protocol wise. But we're going to try to get everybody access to these guys. And, the guys want access to their fans too. And then, so we're going to do some skates and some autograph sessions, but get them out to the community, get them out to the schools again. And one of those big ones is going to be that kids game. We have the 2 Sunday games, and it's a perfect day to get the kids out there. So see how this contest goes, and I think that'll be fun to see what kind of designs are come about, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with the jersey auction and stuff like that, and how to get that money to local communities and things like that.
Well, I do have to ask you about that kids jersey, because it is limited to just kids, right? Because Dave had his bag of crayons out, and he's getting all excited. So I don't want to break your heart.
I can design a shirt. Oh, kids. Damn kids.
Well, you're welcome to design it. You can send it if you want. We decided to do students. We didn't want to, close the book on, there's some artistic people that are in high school and college. So we're going to open it up to all basically students, whether that's college or high school or, elementary school. But I think it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see some designs. I know when I was playing in Sioux City, we wore a jersey, and it was for I can't even remember now what the foundation was for, but they did it at Kids Entered jersey, and it came out really cool with just a bunch of different colors that had nothing to do with the team. So it was pretty funny, but kind of going off of that.
If I'm a student of life, does that count?
Yeah. You're out, Dave. It's over.
Come on.
Dave, put your name very big on the top. So
okay.
Those alternate jersey nights always go over big too. I mean, it's because when they have the Save of the Day Foundation jerseys, the Military Day jerseys are always awesome. And the Utica Club jerseys that you talked about were just absolutely tremendous. But we do have a listener question. It's coming from Barry Shelley, and he wants to know, will the home games still be shown on our local TV station like they have been in the past 2 seasons?
We're not sure yet. We're working through that right now. So announcement forthcoming. I guess I can't say yes or no for sure, but we'll have something shortly on that.
Sure. And you know what? Even if they're not, you can still get AHL TV and listen to Jason Shia's commentary, or you want to listen to a K-Rock, you got Michael Lear. It's just what a tremendous combination you guys have in the booth. It really is.
Yeah, we do. We got two good ones, and the TV production that the crew put together was absolutely phenomenal. So we're working through all that for sure. And we'll have an announcement on that soon.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So now that we're talking about next season, and I know you can't give everything away, but is there anything else that we haven't talked about that maybe fans can expect different when they come into games at the Adirondack Bank Center this year?
Well, we're gonna have a few surprises. I don't want to indulge too much, but like I said, we're gonna celebrate definitely 10 years of Comets hockey, but also pay some respects and bring back kind of more of a Utica Devils 35th anniversary flair to it as well. So be on the lookout for some of those.
That'd be really cool.
There are hints there. I can hear it in his voice. He so wants to tell us.
I know, right? He's going to start putting riddles out there pretty soon.
I know. I was looking for a little puzzle we could put up on screen.
Yeah, exactly, right?
But I think fans are going to see a lot of familiar faces on the ice, which is exciting. That's why I do think the team's going to be really good, and then I think we're going to get some glimpses at some really good prospects too.
Yes,
that's exciting. But again, welcome back. I mean, obviously we're going to miss Greer, DeLeo, but some young guys are going to get some added bonus playing time, and then really good back end. I'm pretty sure we're going to have everybody back on that D-core, even welcome Baloo just back, which is nice. He's a great guy. So him being back in Utica, and then you got the 2-3 goaltenders still in the system.
Sure.
It looks like they'll start, in Utica. So we're very excited about the team. And I think some of those young guys that came at the end of the year that didn't crack the lineup for playoffs, we'll see right off the hop here in the beginning to kind of see where they're at.
Well, I'll tell you, I, for one, think that we're going to be pleasantly surprised by those guys, because now they're going to get a chance to show what they've got, really.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, you hate to see guys like Greer and DeLeo go and Freddie Gauthier, but guess what? That's hockey. That's the way the game moves. And like you said, it's going to give guys like the young players coming up that didn't maybe, were a third or fourth line role. Now they're going to get a chance to show their wares.
Yep.
And, and don't forget too, depends on how the cards fall. I mean, maybe Nemec ends up in Utica this year for his first pro season. If Luke Hughes decides that he's going to leave Michigan at the end of the college season, they might put him down with us for a little bit just to get him used to the pro game. So lots of exciting things coming our way. Yeah,
definitely. I thought it was good too to see all those guys get call-ups last year. And, I think it was definitely hard to follow those Vancouver call-ups when it's a different time zone. The games start at midnight, and so I thought that was great to follow along this year and kind of tune in and see those guys playing in the NHL, even if it was a quick call-up or they're there for a while. So
yeah, absolutely. And like you said, that you hit the nail right on the head with the new affiliation. They could be down there in the same day.
Yeah.
Whereas I know when you were on Marty's, during the winter, we were talking about that a little bit. Whereas, with the Vancouver affiliation, you're talking about a plane flight that you got to catch.
Yeah, there was one plane out of Syracuse at like 6:30 in the morning that got them into Vancouver that day around, I want to say 3 o'clock or something like that. So they were notifying guys at 4 in the morning after a game concluded at 2 a.m. our time, 2:30 our time. So they had to hop to it pretty quick. Where a lot different this year. It's almost the guys got to the rink, found out, packed up their stuff, and then headed out of town, and we're into New Jersey, in the afternoon. So
yeah,
much easier for the players for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You have to deal with the time change or anything like that. That's great. So before the pandemic hit, they had the one outdoor game there, and there was talk about another one. Has there been any kind of updates when we might hear a little bit more about maybe another one coming along?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to do one. We were very gung-ho before the pandemic kind of flushed that one out. To be honest with you, we uncovered all the plans for it and started to unravel and figure out what could be done. And within a couple phone calls, just everything production wise and just logistic wise, with everything still delayed, the pricing, everything just skyrocketed.
Oh, sure.
So we had to kind of put it on the back burner, but we definitely want to do one. I think it's a no-brainer to play Syracuse outdoors, and I wasn't able to go to the Carrier Dome one, but that game looked like it was amazing, and everybody that was there said it was terrific. So just to bring that kind of back, maybe not to that scale with such a big arena, but just to get outdoors. The NHL does a terrific job with that every year, and we've got a great winter every winter.
Great winter.
We definitely have talked about that quite a bit this year. Just it wasn't in the cards this year, so we'll have to see. Hopefully, in the future, we can bring that back around.
Yeah, that would, and you know what? I didn't even think about that until you said that, with the price going up on everything, because I mean everybody's feeling that.
Yeah,
I couldn't even imagine putting together something on that scale with the prices skyrocketing like that.
Yeah,
oh
it was pretty staggering. It ended the discussion pretty quickly, at least for a little while.
I can only imagine. We do have one more listener question for you too, if you don't mind. It's from Kevin Kress. He says, "I know Breland got promoted to New Jersey. Is the coaching staff for Utica all set?"
Yes. Yep. Andrew Brewer was announced a couple weeks ago. He's taken Sergey Breland's spot, and now the coaching staff is all set. So the only other change, well, I guess there's a couple other changes. Josh Gagnon is back as the video coach. So he's another local guy who worked with the Vancouver system with Travis Green, and then stayed on with Trent Call. So he did not go to Abbotsford last year, was still in the area, and now is hired by the Devils to be in Utica as the video coach there.
Excellent.
And they just hired a new strength and conditioning coach because they promoted theirs up to New Jersey this off season, and brought on another athletic trainer. So just another couple new faces down in the locker room. But other than that, Coach Deneen's back, and Ryan Parent's back, and our good buddy Parms, the equipment manager, is holding down the fort still. So he's our original guy down there.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, tremendous coaching staff all the way around. And I lied. I do have one more listener question for you. Barry just wants to know if there will be a fan fest this year like they did last year.
Yeah, definitely. For opening night, we're going to have another big one. And like I said, hopefully a little bit more access to those players, especially starting from opening night. And then we do have a preseason announcement coming tomorrow.
Cool.
So keep your eyes open for that one.
Come on.
Playing a familiar team. So.
Coax it out of it. Come on.
He's great at
that. We won't tell anyone, Adam.
yeah, right.
I won't hear the end of it if I spill the beans now.
It's the carrots just dangling along. Come on, guys. Come on.
He's using us to drive traffic to his website.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's all good. Symbiotic relationship here, okay?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. So, Adam, before we go, is there any season tickets left available? Group rates? How do fans get the most out of the Utica Comets experience this year?
Yeah, there's actually very few season tickets left. So we are capping that at 3,000. I think leaving today, it's less than 100 left. I think it's almost close to 50. So wow. We have the tickets seem to be still flying off the shelf, and then but single games are on sale for every game, and then group tickets, any group more than 10 gets a group discount. They can simply just call our box office, and the ticketing department will take care of them. So starting to fill those groups now, especially intermissions and things for those groups, the kids teams that want to skate on the ice during the game. And so we got some other fun fan interaction. Again, because we can interact with the players again. We'll get the high five tunnels going and the kids on the bench and all that good stuff. So we're excited just to get that going again in the building and bring back a bunch of groups. So definitely any interest for groups, just call the box office, and we got some great people working in our ticketing department that will take care of them.
And that's 315-790-9070, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, that's I'll tell you, we every year we put our youth hockey program over on the stage for a game, and it's such a good time. What a thrill for the kids to be down there.
Yeah, the stage is awesome to see the game from that, and I mean even Zetlin's, you're just above the glass, so you can kind of hear everything. So that's a good one. But yeah, the glass never disappoints. It's fun to see those guys and how hard they hit each other.
We had a fight break out right in front of us, and then the kids are just going wild. I'm like, oh, there we go, they're hooked. But then, of course, the problem was 2 days later they were trying to recreate. I'm like, no, not yet. You're not old enough yet.
The same problem roughing these kids.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't like that stuff. Then I got to break it up. Aaron Fish comes and hits Mike, and no one's having fun now.
Well, it's not our fault. We didn't talk about that on this show. You did not hear that here. Well, Adam, thank you so much for your time and for coming on here and talking to us about the upcoming season. I for one can tell you we are extremely pumped to get this season started and can't wait for training camp to open up, and we're almost there.
Almost there. Yeah, it seems like once September hits, all of a sudden it's a sprint to the finish line. So the finish line is our opening night, and then it's it keeps going. So we're excited. We hope we can build off of last year, and I can wish you guys the best of luck with the show. Again, thanks for having me on as the first one. And
thank you. This
all along. So
absolutely.
Work.
This has been great talking to you, man. And like I said, we'll certainly see you at the Adirondack Bank Center this year.
I'll be there.
I'm sure you will. Well, again, Adam, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we'll stay in contact. This is great.
Definitely. Great to talk with you guys.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. All right. That was Adam Pawlick, Vice President of the Utica Comets. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we come back. Mike and I are going to discuss what you can expect from 315hockey.com this year. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Visit My Little Falls and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the city and the area. Our mission is to generate interest in the community and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our country music streaming radio station, or sign up for a weekly newsletter. Stop by today at mylittlefalls.com. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back for segment 2 of 315 Hockey Live. Normally, we're going to be talking about the various games that are going to be going on in the Central New York region, but since hockey really hasn't started up just yet, we decided to take this opportunity to update all our listeners and anybody who follows the websites as to what's really going on. So anybody who used to follow Marty's Illegal Stick, the podcast, also knows we had martysillegalstick.com, which we were writing articles about the Comets, the Pioneers, and other local programs. Well, that website is going to be no longer. That website is now merged into 315hockey.com, and we are doing 315 Hockey Live as the Central New York hockey show, which
It's right there.
Hey, there it is. See that? Dave, the madman behind the switches over here. He just, look at that. He just surprises every moment. It's great.
I know.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, this is a tremendous opportunity, and I'm so glad to be merging with you, Mike, and with the website and the show. This is going to be a very exciting season indeed. So we're not only going to be covering the Comets and the Pioneers and Utica area. We're going to hit the entire 315 area code. a little bit of an ambitious undertaking, but you know what? I think we can do it.
Yeah, that's the plan eventually. We're going to start with the teams we were looking at last year, like Hamilton College, Colgate, although close to Utica teams. But yeah, eventually expand up north. Get who's up there? SUNY Potsdam, we talked about, Canton, all those schools.
Oswego. Yep.
Mike, I was going to tell you we are north, but that's okay.
We're in the middle.
Yeah, And I know Comets fans don't want to hear this, but we're also going to be covering the Crunch as well because they are 315 as well. But yeah, like I said, we want to reach out to cover Syracuse University women's hockey. We got some tremendous plans going forward here. And by the way, if you want to write about any of those teams, and you want to get a hold of Mike or myself, our numbers will be on the website. You can contact us and give your shot at writing an article for us. But anyways, one of the other things that we want to get going again with the website is a little thing called Discord. Mike, tell us about the Discord.
Yeah, so I set it up last year as it's basically like one big server full of different chat rooms. So there's like a Comet section, a Crunch section, there's a spot in there for high school, things like that. And you just can log in, get in there and talk to other hockey fans in the area about all these different teams, ask questions. Basically, like I said, one giant chat room. And now with the show, I want to expand on it and get a section in there for fans of the show, so we can go in there live or afterwards and talk to them about things. They can ask questions right in there.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be like a big chat room for Central New York hockey fans, and that's you know what? That's something that's just not around.
Right.
I know of anyway.
And when I started last year, I was posting like college commitments in there for different schools, things like that, for like Utica College fans and Colgate fans. If I saw something online, I'd go in the Discord and post so-and-so committed to Colgate from wherever, trying to spread some information that way.
Sure, and absolutely. And you know what? That's another thing we want to get into too is some Utica Junior Comets coverage as well.
Right.
Because like I said, we want to cover all levels, not just pro and college. We want to be up and down the board, high school, whatever. We want to, if it's got to do with hockey in Central New York, we want to know. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So at the website too, I know Barry just asked if we sell the hats that Mike's wearing. Well, guess what? Go to 315hockey.com and you can get your 315 hockey swag. It's all right there. So it's a win-win situation all the way. Yeah, there you go. Right. Exactly. It's a win-win situation all the way around.
And some hats, t-shirts. There's a hoodie on there. I think a tank top, some stickers.
We got it all, man.
Yeah.
We have all your apparel needs. See, there you go. Now, I probably couldn't wear one of those tank tops anymore. It would probably
you look
I would probably drive business away if I put one of those tank tops on. Yeah.
Now this thing looks good. What is this? A hockey zip hoodie. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, now that's good. 315 hockey. That's a good hat. There you go, Barry.
Hockey Live stuff on there soon too. Some new hats, some new shirts.
Wait a minute, you're selling beer?
yeah, that'll be the next thing we expand to. Yeah, sure.
There we go. Oh yeah, there's some good stuff on here.
There is. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Some super cool stuff.
Now that's a cool shirt. I like that hockey shirt.
I know. I'm going to put my order in. I probably should have done it already before the show came, but you know me, I just kind of, if I don't write it down, forget.
Yeah, the hoodie is good too.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And, you know, throughout the year, we're going to be doing some giveaways, too, because we want to be able to, you know, interact and give stuff away and get the word out there. And the first one that we're doing, since we were just talking about the Martin Brodeur night with Adam Pawlick, we have a Marty Brodeur bobblehead in the box, never opened, to give away. That's right. Those were the extreme hot ticket that night. It was amazing. People were going around trying to buy them off other fans. And then you'd leave the building, go on eBay, and they're already out there for like $150 or something like that.
But we have the other day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You know, but we have one to give away, and all you got to do, and this contest is going to run all the way through September.
I want this.
You do, huh? Well, then I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get your chance to win.
Come on.
Since you can't win the coloring contest, maybe you can win this one. So
he said I could enter.
Yeah, well, we got to get you an alias.
Yeah.
All you got to do is you got to subscribe to our YouTube channel, 315 Hockey Live. We're going to have this post on our Facebook page and our Twitter page. It's going to be 315 Hockey. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like one of those posts, and then in the first week of October, in our first show, we are going to pick a winner. And that winner is going to be the lucky recipient of a Marty Brodeur bobblehead, never opened, in the box. So
Whoa,
very
nice.
excited about that,
Very
actually.
nice, yeah.
It's kind of cool. It really is.
Do you see where Don wants the 315 hockey brew?
Yeah, now you started something. Way to go.
I just happen to know a brewery.
I was just going to say, do you know how to brew beer? Because you would have just got yourself another job, pal.
You know what? I would do that. I'd do that.
Well, we were just talking about the 20s night for the Comets. Well, they had bathtub gin back then, Dave's bathtub beer or whatever. I don't know.
Want my bathtub beer. It would have rings around it.
Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, let's stay away from that. But anyways, yeah, go to 315hockey.com every day for updates as to what's going on in Central New York. Like I said, we're more and more going to be putting original articles out there. We got reprints from other sources and stuff like that. But we want to be the go-to source for you for updates and news and information analysis for hockey in Central New York. This show is going to be on every week, and obviously it's going to be live because it's called 315 Hockey Live. So for the month of September, it's going to be on every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page. I think we're going to eventually be getting it out to Twitter as well and across all My Little Falls platforms.
Yeah.
And then starting in October, we're going to move to Tuesday nights because there's a lot of games going on Wednesday nights, and we certainly can't compete with the AHL's first. Oh, gee, I'm not going to go to the Comets game tonight because I want to watch 315 Hockey Live instead. Yeah, not a good idea.
Not.
But if you do happen to miss an episode, you can always rewatch it on the YouTube channel, or we're going to have it in podcast form as well. So if you listen to your podcast on Apple, Google, wherever, watch out because we're going to be putting this episode out very soon in the form of podcast. You can listen on your way to work or wherever you're driving or wherever or whenever you like to listen to podcasts. So any closing thoughts, Mike?
I just want to go back to what you said about writing for us. If people are interested, and we definitely want to get some more help with articles. So you can, like you said, email.com. And
Yeah,
I'll give you some more information about that, and hopefully you can set you up with an account and get some articles going through the website.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go ahead and repeat that because you kind of cut out at the last second there.
info@315hockey.com.
There you go. Perfect. So yeah, absolutely. And we're looking for info and writers for all levels. So if you want to just give it a shot, because I do know some people out there that say, you know what, I've always enjoyed reading articles. What the heck? I'm going to give it a shot. So we can be a good first step for you. So
yeah.
All right. Well, again, we want to thank Adam Pawlick for coming on. That was awesome. And next week we're gonna. Well, you know what? I'm gonna use the Adam Pawlick method. We're gonna tease it.
Oh.
We're not gonna tell you. We're gonna tease it so that you got to come back and find out.
We couldn't get anything out of him.
Well, yeah, but can you blame? I mean, wouldn't you? I would keep it close to the chest too.
No.
That's how you get people
close to the vest.
What?
No, stay away from your chest.
Well, especially if I put one of the 315 hockey tank tops on, right?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Sure.
Jeez, Mike, when did you start?
I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that's it. That's all we got. Again, thank you, Adam Pawlick. Thank you guys for out there for listening and watching and supporting our website and our show. Again, we will see you next week, Wednesday, 7 o'clock, right here on the YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, and all over My Little Falls platforms. I'm Scott Kimball for Dave the Save Warner and Mike Brzezinski. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.